What's it? I've had this shirt for a long time. Most shirts I own I've had since high school. But anyway, uh, what's up, people of the world? It's me again, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and need to shave, I know. And I'm sorry this video is so late. I went to the grocery store today, and I've been working on some custom levels for Super Mario Bros. X on and off pretty much most of the day, like most of the evening, which is why I haven't decided to record. I haven't been able to record until just now. So, and yeah, let me just tell you. Let me just cut right to the chase. And I'm back filming here again. I used to film here a lot. I still film from this spot occasionally. And random fun fact, I used to watch YouTube videos and read stuff on my phone from this spot here too before I got internet, before I could do that on my computers and TV. Anyway, today I'm reviewing none other than the newest Loud House graphic novel. Okay, the lighting is a little slightly better on this side. The newest graphic novel, it's number 7, entitled "The Struggle Is Real," where the cover is based on a scene from Fed Up, where they're all fighting to see who can cook a meal for their parents, and then that backfires. So yeah, this is my second take, because my first take I was rambling on too much about bullshit before I even got to review this. So I want to let you know right now, spoiler alert, if you have not read this yet in its entirety, then stop watching the video and get this, read all of it, then come back to this video, because there are some surprises in this little graphic novel that I'm sure you don't want to be spoiled for, because I wasn't. So luckily. So anyway, on to the video. So a little bit of a backstory. Since these graphic novels have come out, like, I guess they came out in like 2017, I can't exactly remember, but I have really loved reading these. Damn it, my neck. These are a great alternate way to experience the series, because for those of you who don't know, the Loud House's art style is based on newspaper comic strips and regular comic books and graphic novels to an extent. So to be able to experience the Loud House in the medium that it was inspired by artistically is honestly pretty damn cool. And I have every single graphic novel, and I've reviewed all of them actually. So yeah, what's this one about? Well, unlike the last two graphic novels, numbers 5 and 6, where the entire book had one massive story in it and had a bunch of mini stories connecting to the large story, this one is not the case. It goes back to the traditional format of the graphic novels and having a bunch of mini stories in here. And some of them are like very short and would only make sense to be in a comic book, and some of them seem like they could be turned into Loud House episodes. So yeah, what this graphic novel, I feel like all these graphic novels since the very first one have gotten better and better and better. And this one is honestly one of my favorite ones. And this has, I think, more stories in here than most. This has about 15 stories in here, which is pretty damn neat. And all the stories in here are just really, really fun and really hilarious. Let's see, some of my favorite ones include, hell, because I'm trying to remember some of them. And for those of you who don't know, each of these stories are all drawn by different artists. And because there are certain artists who draw a certain amount of stories. And like I said in previous videos, where I've talked about that, some artists draw them relatively on model, and they look really good, and sometimes they kind of look even better than they do in the show, like just a little bit. Like sometimes their proportions feel better, and there are other times there are some artists that draw them like very off model, to the point where it's sort of strange to look at, kind of. That's sort of a nitpick I have. Well, it was mostly prevalent in some of the older graphic novels, but that's not, I don't think that's the case here. I think all the artists who contributed to this one, they all drew the characters in, relatively on model. Whether they're off by a little bit or not, doesn't matter. They all still look and feel like the characters. Unlike some artists who draw them in drastically different ways. So, yeah, this has some pretty varied stories. There's a lot of variety in this one. Like, I'm skimming through it again to try to jog my memory of all these stories. And what are my favorites? I'm not sure. I think the one where Lincoln is trying to schedule gigs for Luna's band. I forget what that one is called. I'm with the band, that's what it's called. And let's see here. I also like Criminal Justice, that's a really funny one. And because that one has the return of the interrogating twins when they wear their shades. So that's really funny. There's also the Loud House Games, which is quite enjoyable. And then there's another one in here that it's only like one page, but it's called I don't remember the names of all these, but I remember what they're about for the most part. It's called Face Value. That one's really funny. And let me jump to page that's on page 31. And so yeah, let me just show you. Yeah, whatever. I'll just show you. So yeah, it just has Lincoln making a bunch of faces, and it turns out he's just trying to entertain Lily, and then he basically gives up, and everyone else is trying to make her smile. And even has the return of Fenton Fox. So yeah, that is pretty neat. A little Easter egg. He's been brought back as an Easter egg several times. And even in this form where he's drawn relatively tiny, he's still staring right at me in the face. And luckily I can only kind of hear that damn song. But I don't think anyone in the family cares about that anymore. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, I don't know. There's also one in here it's one of the last ones. It's called Out of Tune, where Clyde he's trying to talk to Lincoln on the walkie-talkie, but he's actually talking to a different Lincoln. What's freaking funny is that this other Lincoln, who's part of like Lincoln's moving company, he's actually a Mario lookalike. I was like, holy shit, that completely surprised me. And yeah, I think that's the very last one before there's actually an extra comic included in here. What's included in here is actually the Deuces Wild comic that was produced in 2017 on Free Comic Book Day that year. See, here it is. And it was made into a digital short on YouTube in 2017. And yeah, that completely caught me by surprise, because in the beginning, whenever I open these up, I always sort of skim at these beginning credits for all the stories. Luckily, I skimmed over that and didn't notice that Deuces Wild was right here along with these other stories. So yeah, that's really damn awesome. Deuces Wild was one of my favorite digital shorts. And I just love seeing the alter egos of the Loud family. And that's really awesome to see. That's why Pulp Friction was one of my favorite episodes. And that was actually the first time the whole deck made their appearance in the series before Deuces Wild was made into a digital short. And you know what? I am so glad that I finally own this damn comic right here. It's really awesome. It's similar to when Nintendo released all the Super Mario Adventures comics in one book, And I was actually able to read all of that in spoilers if you haven't read that yet. But at the end of that, it includes an extra old Mario comic about Mario and Wario. I think it's actually literally called Mario and Wario. So yeah, it's a same exact situation, and yeah, it's really awesome. This is also similar to when, and I completely forgot about this until recently. And this is also similar to when they actually included the Instagram interactive adventure in one of the first two comic books. I can't remember which one it is. It's either number 1 or number 2. But yeah, the fact that they did that, included a damn interactive adventure from Instagram into the graphic novels, that completely caught me by surprise as well. just like seeing this in here. So yeah, I'm glad I finally own one of my favorite Loud House stories in here, Deuces Wild. So yeah, that's pretty damn sweet. And so what else? I think I'm pretty much done with my review. So all in all, this is a great graphic novel. It's one of my favorites, and I can't wait for the next one, Live in La Casa Loud, which is going to feature the Casa Grandes, and because there's only been one other graphic novel that's featured the Casa Grandes, and it was like either number 3 or 4. I don't know, but yeah, they'll be coming back in the next graphic novel, and yeah, they'll also be coming back this fall when their own series drops in October. So yeah, look forward to that. And I love this panel right here where Link is just sitting on the couch all bored. This is actually a panel from one of the stories in here. So yeah, but there's no text in here. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much done. So if you liked this video, then don't forget to subscribe, leave a like if you liked it, and hit the bell to be notified of future videos I make. And I'll try and come up with a better order for saying that outro in the future. But if you like this graphic novel, and if you've read all of it, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. And stay tuned for my reviews for the newest Loud House episodes that premiered today on Labor Day. So yeah, these videos sort of got pushed back for my ramen taste test video, because this was originally supposed to be uploaded yesterday on Sunday, and the Loud House episode reviews were supposed to be uploaded on the day they premiered, but oh well. So yeah, I'm pretty much done here. If I have nothing else to say. I'm Oxwormer, aka AP3Jump. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That's it for me, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Happy Labor Day, everyone. Hope you all had a good Labor Day. I spent mine going to the grocery store with my dad, and yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya. And before my camera starts falling again.